Hi, everybody. It's Marjorie Waldo at Arts Garage, and we have a Brady Bunch style interview today where we are talking to all four members of the band Troika Blu. Hi, everybody.
What's up?
Thanks for meeting me here today. I'm going to introduce each of you and wave so that people can identify you by name. So we have Tristan Yeager.
Right here.
There he is. We have Jaden Lehman. There he is. We have Landon Caballero.
Right here.
And we have Kylie McCarthy. Thank you all four. So the first thing I want the audience to know is how old you are. I don't ask anybody else this, so this is sort of ageism in a way. But I think it's important in telling your story for people to know who I'm talking to. So one by one, tell us how old you are and what school you go to.
I'll start off. I'm Tristan, and I'm 17 right now, and I go to Somerset Academy Canyons. That's the school I go to.
Thank you.
No problem.
I'll go next. I'm Landon. I'm 17 as well, and I also go to Somerset Academy Canyons. Same with Tristan.
Yeah.
My name is Jaden, and I'm 16, and I go to Park Vista, Lake Worth.
Okay.
I'm Kylie, and I'm 17, and I go to Olympic Heights High School in Boca.
So for the audience, you're talking to high schoolers, and you've now been playing together for how long?
3 years, I'd say.
Going on 3 years now.
Almost 3 years. I want y'all to get louder, like you're in a cafeteria. Use your cafeteria voices. So you've been playing together for 3 years. So if one of you is 16, that means you started playing together at 13 years old, 13 or 14 years old. It's remarkable, and your story is kind of cool. So you're from all different locations. How did you meet? Can one of you tell us how you met?
Sure, yeah. So we all met at the School of Rock in South Palm Beach. We've been taking lessons, performing there. And I mean, we all have been playing together like prior for like a few years as well. And we all just kind of like gelled together, I say. So we ended up going to a couple of jam sessions, playing together at like our houses a bit more, and all just kind of came together from there. Then like we realized we needed a singer. We had a missing link, so we got Kylie in, and boom, Troika Blu.
That's really cool. Yeah. I like that we have a little bit to do with your story, because Arts Garage does a jam session, and you guys were attending that jam session, and you're kind of you're a big component of what we wanted that night to be. We wanted it to be a mix of musicians, and we have had times where we've had a 12-year-old playing drums with a 72-year-old guitar player. And it's this really cool vibe of just people who love music and love performing. And I think it's just a really neat thing. So I'm really glad to be that Arts Garage is a little bit a part of your story. So talk to me about your genre. What would you, like your marketing doc says you're a fusion band where you do jam, funk, and hip hop. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I would say, yeah.
So then I want you to each tell me who your musical influences are so that I can get a feel, because the other bands I've talked to, I did an interview with a couple that are in a band, and they talked about how their musical experiences and cultural experiences were so different. And the fusion of their current sound is a really beautiful weaving together of those two things. So when you have a group like this, especially one that's already fusing, right, different genres of music, usually that's because each of you brings something different. So Kylie, why don't you tell us first, who are your musical inspirations?
I've been, since as long as I've been into music, I've just been extremely influenced and inspired by Janis Joplin. Just who she is, her style, her spark, her technique isn't that much of a beneficial thing for the vocal cords. So that's one thing I'm not influenced by her by, but everything else I just take so much from her. And Nina Simone too, she's one of my favorites.
I love both of those women. And Janis is ability to bring her raw emotion out definitely would ruin your vocal cords, right? But
Yes.
she brought her raw emotion to the audience. It was a really beautiful thing to watch, you know? All right, cool. Thank you. Landon, you want to go next?
Oh yeah, sure. So for bass, like specifically, I would say more like R&B, soul, funk kind of playing. Thundercat is a big one that I'm really into him. And for like the funk side, like Joe Dart, he's another bass player that just like they're fast playing and like their timing of like their solos and all their playing techniques is just like just gets me. I'm like it just sounds so good to me for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, I would definitely play a lot like them.
That's really cool. And I'm glad you said that you played the bass because that was something else I should have asked you at the beginning. Kylie, you're the vocalist, right? Do you also
ma'am.
play an instrument or just vocals?
Tiniest bit of guitar you'll ever see, but that's about it. Not in the band though.
Okay. And Landon, you played bass guitar. Do you play any other instruments?
Yeah, I do bass, guitar. I mean, I started on drums. I'm not really that great, but piano too. That's pretty much it. But
Okay.
yeah,
All right,
those are the main.
cool. All right, Tristan, you want to tell us what instrument you play and then who your musical influences have been?
Okay, definitely. So I'm the drummer of the group, and a lot of my influences towards like my style and approach towards drums, a lot of it honestly comes from electronic productions. So producers like Jay Dilla, who like revolutionized like a new form of like how drums should sound and like electronically produce music. And also another producer, Flying Lotus, has like I don't know, it's changed my approach towards drums because a lot of it comes from like me trying to make electronic sounds on an acoustic instrument, which is like a bit of a backwards kind of thought process, but I like approaching it that way. But also, I have early influences from Carl Palmer from Emerson, Lake and Palmer. It's like that's like the prog side of me, and then Thomas Pridgen from the Mars Volta because he just rips. He's a great drummer.
That's awesome. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Lehman, let me have it.
So in the group, I play guitar. Um, and I also play like a little bit of sitar and I play the drums a bit. Um, and the music that really clicks with me is the music of the Grateful Dead. That's the big one.
It was a clue to see your backdrop.
Oh yeah, right. Sure. Um, and the incredible string band, and some acoustic like folk style music. Vashti Bunyan is a big one too.
So how you guys speak like you've been playing for 20 years, like you have this really cool understanding of who you are as a musician anyway. And I mean, I could ask you about your relationship with your parents or if you have girlfriends or boyfriends, but I won't, so that we can see if your confidence about your musical stylings is equal to that of your personal life, but I'll leave you alone for today. Maybe if we do a follow-up interview. But it's really remarkable to me to hear young people who are so driven and clear-headed and able to verbalize what makes them motivated to play and perform and work together. I think that's really lovely. I think as a mom, I'm pretty proud of you. So I'm sure your parents are over the moon. I know they're like pretty much groupies. Your parents all follow you around like crazy. So I can see why you are pretty incredible. So tell me this, I want to know what it's like to handle school life and the amount of practicing that you must have to do and gigs to manage your musical performances while you're managing school.
It's definitely been a balancing.
Say it again.
It's definitely been a balancing practice opportunity. I feel like we've definitely been put off from making our own original music from how much we had to balance other things that come with just being a teenager. We're all very focused and like hardworking in school. So when school comes around, that is what we focus on. But it's come easier as the years come by. We've definitely matured into it. But yeah.
Yeah, I could see that being hard. I mean, it's hard as an adult to balance all the things that you're passionate about, but I think it's even harder when you're younger. I think you're drawn in different ways, and it's got to be hard to just be a kid sometimes. So I respect you a lot for putting it together. So if one of you would talk to me about what you want the audience, what groove do you want the audience to be in? What vibe do you want them to have when you're performing for them?
I got this one. Well, for like the audience, I feel like as Troika Blu kind of like performs for them, I feel like they should just get the vibe that we're trying to give off, just that happy, like in the moment, just we're playing for your guys' enjoyment, just like it's like take it in as much as you can, because like I don't know, like I know I enjoy playing with them, and I'm sure they enjoy playing for the audience as a whole. But yeah, I definitely want the audience to enjoy our playing and just try to vibe with us while we're doing so.
I think that's an awesome goal, and I think it's the power of music, right? Music is so universal and brings people together, right? And we're in the middle of a pandemic and lots of crazy times politically. Today's crazy already. Yesterday was crazy. Doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on, it's crazy. Issues of equity, so there's a lot of moments where different people stress for different reasons and have anxiety and worry. And music can kind of take you away from all that. And if you can get lost in the moment that you described, Landon, I think it's a lifting for everybody. It can help give you a little bit of peace, right?
Right.
So anything else you think is really important for us to know about Troika Blu before I talk about your show and how to get tickets and all that?
These dudes, man, it's not really much me because words are words, but every time they play a song, it's not the same. It blows my mind every time, and everything's just so about them is very unique, and I'm very lucky to play with them. That's me personally, but Troika Blu is just roller coaster.
And I think this is an opportunity for people who might purchase a live stream ticket or come see the show to be able to say later in life that they knew you win. Because I think people who make it in very difficult industries and are able to make a living doing their art, whether it's visual art, performance art like theater, or comedy, or music, I think they're driven from the time they're very young people. And they have a clarity of vision that gives them momentum and strength to get through the hurdles. I've talked to a couple of artists who have said that we've joked about the idea of becoming an overnight success. Because when somebody wins an award, right, everybody says, oh, they're an overnight success. We knew nothing about them. Now here they are. They made it. It's not an overnight success for most people. It's years and years and years of grinding hard work and balancing and sacrifice. So you guys are way ahead of the game, and I am gonna need our autographs because I think they'll be worth something one day. So let me talk about the show a little bit. It is Saturday, December 5th at 8 p.m. I just did the interview with the other performers who will be there for that show, Kayla Frey. She was lovely. I think it's gonna be a really cool vibe to have both of your bands there. She's singer-songwriter, and it's real uplifting music. I think it's been nicely curated by Ethan Dangerwing. He puts you two together, and I think it's going to be a really beautiful blend of music. So people can come. This is December 5th. The current emergency order in Palm Beach County limits our space, as it should. We're in the middle of a pandemic. I'm not complaining. To about 50% when you add social distancing. So people have to wear masks, and there's 6 feet between every table of 6. So if that changes between now and December 5th, maybe, but if not, there's about 90 tickets for the live show, and then people can buy a very affordable live stream ticket and watch you from home. So I hope we sell out. I cannot wait to see you in the space again. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having
Oh,
us.
thank you for having us.
I'm going to Disney World. You can throw in something if you want at the end to say to the fans. If there's something you want to say, shout it out.
No Troika Blu show is the same. Never. It will never be the
It's
same.
gonna be a movie.
It's gonna be a movie.
All right, guys. Thank you for taking time for me today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Really
We'll
great.
see you in a few weeks, okay?
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Get good
Thank you
grades.
for talking to us.